If you love building community inside of the publishing space, there's something you might want to consider doing to help build up that community, form some new alliances, and really bring your people together to build each other up and to help build that community in those conversations. This is something I do a lot inside of my author platform. I make sure that I am doing virtual author events because I want to bring together people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, from different parts of publishing to come together to have valuable conversations, to make good, valuable connections, and to form new friendships. We know that as authors, we're stuck behind our computer screens a lot, which means we don't get very socialized, which means we don't get out very often. We don't make a lot of friends. And so when we find author friends, we have to really foster those relationships because it's so important to build each other up inside this industry so we can all do better. So for me, I create a lot of virtual events. Now, a lot of these are very public facing, very open to people. I do a lot of live streams, a lot of webinars. I do a lot of just different virtual summits and events and conventions and all of these things. But one of the things that I really like to do to help grow smaller groups of people in more meaningful ways is to create virtual author events that are exclusive. These are not open to the public. This is not anybody can come join us. This is not anybody can be a part of this. This is very much exclusive by invitation only and not done very frequently. So depending on who you are and the groups of people that you have, you can do it a lot of different ways. There's a lot of things you can take into consideration. Now, let's back up a little bit. These exclusive invitation-only events are for a small collective group of people. And I typically, when I do these, try to bring in people that don't really know each other very much. Now, you can do these with your tight friend groups. By all means, do it. Go for it. But it's a little different when you're doing it with close friends that are all close together. It's more of just like a fun FaceTime call. This is a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more unique. It's a little bit more exciting because it's people that don't really know each other. So I'm looking for people who are actively connected but don't know it. People who are doing similar things or going through similar experiences or who are kind of doing what other people want. So if somebody comes to me and says, well, I really want to accomplish this in my author career. I really want to do this one like big highlight moment. I see somebody who's already done that. I'll bring that person in. And so depending on the different event that I'm going to be doing, I'm doing them in different ways. So right now I'm planning one for people who have kind of similar things going on in their author careers, but don't know each other. So I'm specifically looking for people who are in the same place, going through similar experiences, but they're isolated. They don't have a lot of friends who are going through those as well. I am bringing all of those people together for a fun event. Now, this event is virtual. It's on camera, so we're all going to be able to chill and hang out and talk, but it's not going to be something that is live streamed to people. So we don't have to look our best. We don't have to be our best that day. We don't have to be on. We're not educating. We're not teaching. We are simply going to have, well, I'm kind of picturing it like an author sleepover. We're bringing in a handful of people, small group, like 5, 6 of us, and we are going to just meet one evening on a virtual platform and we're going to hang out and we're going to talk about this is what I'm doing in my author career. Here's what I'm focused on right now. Here's what I'm trying to learn. Here's how I'm growing. And we're just going to kind of talk about these things. And then we're going to be able to speak into each other's publishing careers because I've done things they haven't done and they're doing things that I haven't done. So we want to build each other up, share our experiences, and talk about the behind the scenes because in general, we can't do a lot of that. A lot of these people are under NDAs. A lot of these people are under things that they can't really talk publicly about. But in a small, close group setting with people who are all doing the same thing, they can share their stories. They can have those conversations, even if they're not giving all of the details. People get it because they're all going through that same process right now and they're withholding the same bits of information right now, but they also get it because they are going through it. So I'm creating a really fun group right now of people who are just doing so well inside of this industry right now. And I'm bringing them together so that they can meet because these people have not met yet. And I'm facilitating this conversation, but I'm treating it kind of like an author sleepover. We're going to do it one evening and we're just going to come relaxed. We're going to hang out. Our puppies will be around, like all of the things. It's just going to be a really nice group conversation. And if it goes well, maybe we'll do another one in a couple of months, or maybe we'll form some new friend groups. There's a lot of options when it comes to this, but you can also think of different types of people in publishing. So get a bunch of editors together, or you're going to get a bunch of people who are writing sci-fi dystopians together. You're going to get a bunch of people who are brand new to the publishing space, people who have some type of connection to you. And if you're facilitating these virtual author events, you are going to want to do it in a capacity that does not burn you out and is relevant to you. So for me, I am an author. I'm probably not going to spend a ton of time getting a bunch of editors together unless I am doing editing and I'm bringing them into the conversation or I'm going to benefit from it in some way. I'm probably not going to do a group of brand new to the publishing space authors because I am 7 years into my career now. And if I show up to something like that, I'm simply there to be the educator and to be the one who helps guide them in the process. And that's not what this is. I can do webinars, I can do masterclasses, I can do all of those things, but that's not what this is. This is for me to grow and for them to grow and for people to form valuable connections and to share information and to build each other up. And it is also for stress relief. It's also for community. It's also to talk about like the not so sparkly things in the publishing space. So creating virtual author events with a very, very limited group of people, like 5, 6 people max, every once in a while, with connections, with the ability to form new collaborations and crossovers, this is going to be incredibly valuable to you. So right now, I am doing some of these, and I have done these throughout the course of my career. I don't tell people about these. This is not public knowledge. This is not something that other people know is going on. And depending on how you do it, you can talk about it after the fact. You can build it up as like this exclusive fun thing, or you can just let it be what it is. You can just find that value and bring people into it and do something once a month or once a quarter where you are hosting an event like this, but you're bringing people together so that you benefit, they benefit, everybody's going to benefit from this. This, again, is not bringing in people to educate. It's not bringing in people to talk. It's bringing in people to form connections. This is for friendship. It's for community. It's for conversation. It's for building each other up, and it's for growing in this industry. Coming into that with that mindset is going to change the conversation and how things are going to work. So the more you can lean into the ways that people are able to do this to form collaborations and to form community and form conversations and to talk about the things that we don't talk about publicly, to talk about the things that are more on the private side or more behind that curtain, and giving them a safe space to do that is a total game changer. So I highly recommend starting to think of how you can do this. There are different platforms you can access with this. I actually did a video with a really cool company that paid me for a sponsorship on how to use their platform as part of a larger video. I'll link that down below because it's a really good platform to do this on. It is not Zoom. It is aesthetically pleasing. There's a lot, and it's what I'm going to be using and I am using for a lot of these events that I'm also going to be opening up public facing. So you're going to see some of that later on public facing as well for you to join. But there are a lot of ways that you can do this. And so I'm going to link that video down there so you can kind of learn how to do things like this, but start thinking about the people in your life. Who can you bring together that might be a good connection for each other? How can you kind of match make your authors together for career sake? How can you help them to grow and expand what they are doing? How can you bring together a good quality community for conversation, even if it's not an ongoing thing? It's a one-time thing, like, hey, come hang out, we're gonna do fun things. And you can make it as fun as you want. It could be an afternoon thing where you all show up with your afternoon tea. It can be an evening thing where you do a sleepover and you all show up in your pajamas. It can be an early morning thing if everybody gets up really early in the morning, and you can call it some kind of sunrise event, right? Have a theme, throw a party, do something cool, have people use cool backgrounds. Or if you're using the program that I'm telling you about in that other video, it's just a tiny little version of you, so you don't even have to worry about your background. There's so much that you can do, and there's so many ways that you can do it. And you can do it just like privately in the off-air recording section of your live streaming platform. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it in a lot of different ways. And you can do it where it doesn't have to be on camera either. You can do some kind of audio version of this. It's entirely up to you, but having some kind of virtual event that allows people from different parts of the country or world to connect on the same level, in the same conversation, in the same community is so cool. And it's so helpful. And it's been so good for your soul too, just to have those connections where you can talk to people who get it, who are going through similar things, and who can build you up. It is elite. Drop your questions on this down below. I'll link those videos for you. Very important for you to check those out. Ask your questions and then come back for daily videos helping you navigate the world of publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your best author life possible with the least amount of stress and time commitment on the content you're creating. We'll see you then.